to invite Honorable Jim Anderson, MP State Member for Londonderry, to address the gathering. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I say what a very great pleasure it is for me to attend this third Madu Rasanga. I can remember 3 years ago attending the first one, and I was certainly particularly surprised and enjoyed immensely the demonstration of cultural art that was on display that evening. Can I say tonight is far superior than that first most enjoyable night. I think all of the participants tonight should be congratulated. Not only do they look brilliant, but they sound brilliant. And to see so many young people participating in a festival such as this is very, very encouraging, because this is our young people of the future. These are the young people that I hope are going to continue these magnificent traditions so as everyone can enjoy this sort of entertainment for many years to come. So can I say to each and every one, please continue this magnificent work, because not only is it a continuation of your traditions, which have lasted for many, many centuries, but it's also an opportunity for us to come and enjoy the many things that we didn't have the opportunity to participate in all our years. Thank you, and congratulations to the organisers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest of the program, Honorable Jackie Kelly, Federal Minister for the Sports. She is representing the Prime Minister of the Australia. Now, I'm pleased to invite the Minister, Jackie Kelly, to address the audience.
Mr. President, Jim Anderson, my state parliamentary colleague, David Bradbury, who's here tonight representing Penrith City Council, who has assisted so well tonight. One and all, I was invited tonight, and I had tickets tonight, to the semi-final of Parramatta versus Storm. And the Prime Minister rang me up and he said, I have been invited to Madu Rasanga 99. And he said, I would like you to go for me. And I thought, ooh. And he said, Jackie, your job is to represent me in your electorate. You will go. So I said, yes, sir. And I arrived tonight and I said, hello, I'm Jackie Kelly. And they said, well, grab yourself a ticket and sit down. I thought, gee, that semi-final's looking even better. And then we started. Two magnificent drummers and one conch shell in costumes that I hadn't seen before. And from then on we moved from item to item to a thoroughly professional program that really delighted the sense, and even if you couldn't understand the words, you could hear the love songs or the sentiment, or even one of them, I understand later, was passing on knowledge to your son and sayings in case that you did not, were not alive to see your child growing up. You could pass on things through song to your child. So all up, it was a thoroughly entertaining and professional performance. I have seen some instruments. I believe that's a sitar, Ruklay, that I have never seen before. Some of the percussion instruments were just outstanding. I believe I was looking at some modern coconuts behind me, but I'm reliably informed it's a South American instrument that originated from different sized human skulls that were supposed to give a different sound. So I'm glad we've moved on from that custom, but it's good to see that we have in Australia kept little snapshots from so many different cultures and regions and even towns And it's not just the hundreds of nations in the world, it's the thousands of towns and regions that we have kept a dance or a song or a musical instrument and pieced it all here together in Australia. And often when we look around at the turmoil in the world, and I know that particularly to our north in East Timor is keeping our Prime Minister very busy at the moment, we see situations where cultures are lost, instruments and songs are disrupted and interrupted for generations. And it's good to see a place in a nation like Australia where we can keep that in a living form for posterity, whilst we all participate in a modern Australian society that does cater for the equality of women and the opportunity for all to reach their potential. So it has been a thoroughly delightful and entertaining performance. May I congratulate our artistic director, Rukmali. I've just been reading your CV and it's incredibly impressive. I think you've done an outstanding job tonight, right down to your youngest children who we caught yawning in the last piece until we started to play Do Re Mi and they all perked up. But right through to the professionalism of some of your more mature and professional musicians. It has been a thoroughly entertaining and rewarding experience being here tonight. And I know that but for that semi-final where I hope Parramatta gives Storm a thorough thrashing, tonight would have been a packed house. We would have had to have been keeping people out of the rafters. So I encourage you next year, pick a night outside of footy season and we will get more and more people along. So good luck and I hope to see you next year.
Take this opportunity to invite to Honourable David Bradbury. He's the newly elected councillor of the Penrith City Council. He's representing Honourable Diane Beamer, member of Mulgoa.
Mr. President, the Honourable Minister for Sport and Recreation, Jackie Kelly, the Member for Londonderry, Jim Anderson, what a pleasure it is to be here this evening. As Sumani just mentioned, I was only recently elected as a councillor just back last Saturday. So this is in fact my very first opportunity to represent the City of Penrith. And what a great occasion it is. I do feel that I've been given a rather difficult task, however, being asked to speak straight after Savitha Kumar and that wonderful rendition of You've Stolen My Heart. I must confess that Savitha, you have stolen my heart. And I suspect that most of the males in this gathering would agree with that as well. But what a great city and a great country that it is, where we can all come together and that we can express our cultural diversity in the way in which we have tonight. And what we have seen here tonight, as has been said by many speakers before me, has been a very professional outfit. And I must confess that I'm no connoisseur of music. But when it comes to a professional performance, as we've seen here tonight, you don't have to be a connoisseur. Because there was something about tonight's performance that I think we'd all agree will be very memorable and we'll all take away with us tonight. But I want to just comment very briefly on the contribution that Penrith Council has been able to make in assisting a project like this. And I'm sure that even though I can't speak with the benefit of what has been done in the past, I can certainly say that any support that the Council has given a project, a concert like tonight, will certainly continue in the future. And I think that all the musicians tonight should be congratulated for what has been an outstanding performance. I'd also like to congratulate the organisers for their role The whole night has been professional, and I think that it's been a tribute to the Sri Lankan Arts Council. And unlike many of the other speakers, this is my first occasion to attend the Eastern Musical Festival. And if there's one next year, which I'm sure there will be, I'll be delighted to be back and to enjoy the wealth of culture that the Sri Lankan community has been able to provide us here in Penrith. Thank you.